All right, so everybody, you were supposed to upload your draft in week 4. That was due yesterday by midnight. I'm going to spend today going through drafts. And remember, I'm going to give you the conference sheet back in a file when I upload, and you will get feedback from me. Remember, I'm really not doing a super deep review on this. I'm not going through all of the grading rubric criteria. We are really just doing some core things like MLA formatting, making sure you have all the criteria that you need within your essay. That's what I'm giving you feedback. And then of course I'll make some suggestions to you for improvement and revisions. My goal is to get all of the drafts reviewed and graded by end of day today. However, I am teaching a pretty heavy load. Mondays are my heavy day. I have a lot of classes. So I'm not totally sure I'll get it done today, but I'm going to make every attempt. The other part of this is, as long as you are meeting the full criteria on draft, you'll probably get full points. So what I'm looking for is, are you hitting page length? Do you have your quote embedded? Do you have a works cited page? Is your formatting correct? Do you have an appropriate title? All those kinds of things. So that is what was due. Now remember, when I give you feedback, it'll be on that conference sheet, and that conference sheet I'm going to re-upload in the grade for that file. So then now this week, what you're going to do, after you get the conference sheet in your file, you download that, you look at it, and there are 3 questions you're going to have to answer with it, and then you need to go back to week 4 and upload it right here on the conference sheet. So you're going to get this in a file with my comments. So let me pull it up here. So I have X'd or checked and made some comments on a variety of things. You have to answer these 3 reflection questions based on either what we talked about or what I gave you feedback on moving forward with your drafting. So you're going to answer question 1, 2, and 3, and again, save the document. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to go back to week 4 and upload it right here. Mine says view all submission, but yours will be a add submission. So this is kind of one time where you have to go back. Even though we are in week 5, you're going to need to go back and complete this because you had to wait until you get feedback from me in order to do this. So this week we are talking, I just want to remind you, the activity is you do need to post a draft again. This time we're going to go through a peer review. And then there's also a reading response that you're going to have to do. So I'm going to talk you through those things in just a minute. Questions or concerns on, I guess, week 4. I'm going to move my screen a little bit so I can see everybody. You know, those of you doing virtually, I apologize. You're just looking at the ceiling on one screen, but you can see us all on the other one with the tables. And I did want to say hi to everybody, even though we are recording. But maybe, I guess I'll wait. I'll just wait. Because I don't want to use names. I use this recording for multiple sessions, so I don't want to share your name if you're uncomfortable with that. So let's take a look at week 5. I guess before I jump into this, are there questions or concerns on anything through 1 through 4? We are done with our first month. We're done through week 4. We're about 20% done with the class. After this week, we're about a third done with this semester, believe it or not. So if there are questions or concerns I can help you with or address before I talk about what you're doing next, feel free to shout those out. Anybody have concerns or questions I have to address? Go for it.
Where do we access once you give us the conference sheet?
Okay. So where you're going to access it is if you go into grades, and unfortunately I cannot show you on this because when I go into it, I see everybody's grades and it will show me, and I have the big screen on, and so everybody's going to see, and I'm forbidden for sharing your information. But if you go into grades, you know where when you click the tab grades, then it will show all your grades and you click on that assignment. So it would say draft. You're going to click into the draft assignment and you'll see I made comments, and then you should see a little file icon in there as well. You click on that file out icon and it will download for you. So I guess if after you get your feedback you can't find that file, reach out to me because I'll have to make you an individual video to show you where it's at or how to do it. I can't make a mass one because anybody I choose to demonstrate on, I would, you know, you're going to see numbers and you're going to see the grading, and we cannot, we have, it's called FERPA, it's Privacy Act, in which I can't share any grading information about you with anyone but you. And unless it's someone at the college, of course, you know, like if whatever, a dean or somebody needs to have access to things, of course, we can share them. I'm sorry, I probably didn't do a very good job of answering your question, but at the moment, that's the best I can do for you. Okay. And if you want, hang back after class, and then I'll just pull you up. Well, I haven't uploaded them, but I'll pull it up and show you where to find it. Any other ones? Good question. Okay, so let's take a look today. So remember, when I'm doing the conference sheet, I'm looking at things like MLA and just generic general things. Now what we're going to engage in this week is a peer review drafting. So you're going to do your drafting and you go back and you make changes that I suggest. And then what you're going to do is you're going to submit in a forum, and someone else in our class is going to review it, and you're going to review someone else's. However, there is a specific worksheet I want you using when you review. It's not just the Wild West. It's not just willy-nilly or your opinion. So let's go down to that right now. Actually, I think what I will do, let me back up a minute. Let me start with Anne Lamont's article. So the first activity for this week is a response to Anne Lamont's Shitty First Drafts article. So you just click into that. I know, isn't it a great title? It's the real title, right? I didn't. Yes, no, maybe?
No, it's not that.
You're just commenting. Okay, all right, no problem.
It's not that. I think I may have, did I submit an incomplete part of my assignment or essays? I have multiple of those.
Okay, all right, well, hang back and we'll talk about it after class if you want. So this assignment is pretty straightforward, which you're gonna read the article. The article is in a PDF. It is ADA compliant, but if you have any issues with this, make sure you let me know. I will adjust things or modify it. But you can see the article is not quite 3 pages. It's not a long article, it's short, and then there are paragraphs. So it's approximately 10 paragraphs. So I want you to read this article. It's by Anne Lamont. The title is Shitty First Drafts, and it really is addressing what most of us have is sometimes we just don't even know how to start in our drafting. For many of us, this is the biggest hurdle, getting it started. So this article addresses that. And so I want you to read the article. I found it very helpful. Most students tell me they find it not only helpful, but humorous. So I think you'll enjoy reading it. After you've read it, then what I want you to do is use these response guidelines to write a response to that article. So that's the second file, and I'm going to click into it, and it downloads, and we're going to open it up. You are going to write essentially 3 paragraphs of a response. And I want 3 college length paragraphs. As you know, a paragraph can be long or short. Sometimes they're as short as like 2 sentences. That's not what I'm looking for here. So I have put in a parameter of, I want 3 college level paragraphs in length. That is how long this should be. So you know, college length paragraphs are approximately 7 sentences or more. So you're welcome to give more than 7 sentences in your paragraph. You should not have less than 7. And by the way, I do not mean simple sentences. I don't mean very, one subject, one verb type sentences. These are, for lack of a better word, almost discussion level sentences that you're doing. In other words, I want you to fully flesh them out for your responses. So a lot of students tell me, well, what do I write in my response? I don't know what to write 3 paragraphs on. Okay, so I gave you some ideas here. This is just to get you started. It's by no means end all, this is not the only way to go. There are other aspects that you could certainly approach it with, but if you don't know where to even start within these areas. Now, you can address it with just 3 different ones, 3 different paragraphs, but a lot of these actually work well with each other, so you might address 1 or 2 in a particular paragraph. Some naturally go together better than others, so you work with your comfort level on this. I'm really looking at your response is, number 1, did you read the article, understand it, and how did you internalize it? So you are demonstrating that within your paragraph writing. So pick any 3 for 3 paragraphs or more, or you can combine some of these to make a full longer paragraph if you are struggling. Within your paragraphs, I want MLA formatting. So you are typing this up on a Microsoft Office Word document. I want all of MLA 8 document design to be in play, which means I do want your header on the first page, last name, running page number. I want title, and I want the first 4 lines on the left-hand side, and of course, indent your paragraphs, and of course, do double spacing. Times New Roman style font, size 12. So all of those things need to be included in your response. So when you set up your page, you are setting it up in MLA document design. Do you have questions, concerns, or do I need to go over anything further with this particular assignment or activity? Okay, in my mind, this one's pretty straightforward, but as always, if you have questions. So after you have typed it up in Microsoft Office Word, you saved it, and then of course, you will upload it in the gray box. My box says view all, yours will say upload submission. All right. So that's the first one, pretty straightforward, shouldn't take you too long. The second one is an I Believe essay draft posting and reply forum. So this is where you are taking your working draft that you've been working on. Remember, you've been drafting. This is not the first time it's on paper, but you kind of, for lack of a better word, you have your shitty first draft done, okay? To use Anne Lamont's title. And now you're ready to do a peer review, which means one of your classmates is going to look it over and give you feedback. And then you're going to do the same for another classmate. Now, you're going to have to discuss particular parts in order to get credit on this. So part 1, make sure you review the instructions and make sure you're adhering to the criteria. And I give you a little reminder there. You got to have the header, you got to have a title, you got to have your margins set correctly, make sure your font is right. Look at your thesis statement. Does it follow the formula? I believe, whatever it is, and you have why, right? The because after it. Remember, you can use the word I, but not you. Your paragraphs are natural breaks. You're indenting your paragraphs. And then, of course, you're including details. In other words, can the reader see the experience? Those kinds of things after in your writing. So those are things you're just looking at in your draft before you put it on the forum. I call it kind of give it a good once over so that they're not addressing minor things. These are what I call minor things that you should already have cleaned up. And that, quite honestly, I would have given you feedback on the conference sheet on. I would have pointed out and you would have double checked these things and revised them. So you simply take your file, it needs to be on a Microsoft Office Word file, by the way. You simply take your file and you're going to upload it in the forum. So what you do down here where it says add new discussion topic, you click it. And then here, what I want you to do is give me the working title of your draft. FYI, working title should never be "This I Believe" or "This I Believe essay," right? Title reflects the belief in some way, shape, or form. You do not use the name of the assignment as your title. So make sure you have a working title that's somewhat representing your belief. That is what I want in the topic. And then it allows you, now you see the text box, you're welcome to write some text. You can say, here's my working draft, you know, be nice, I don't know. Most people are very helpful. Here, or if there's something you want the reader to know, you can certainly type it in that box. But it should allow you to upload a file. If you go to, I gotta think about where it is. Hold on, sorry. If you click on that little button, but I'm not seeing a file, so maybe go to advanced. And when you click advanced, when you click advanced, it opens a second box. Do you see that? And that's where the files are. So again, topic in the first, then you're welcome to write a message, but you're not required to. And then to do your file, you simply click on the file and then it's going to ask you upload, choose a file. You go in, choose wherever you have saved that file at from your computer and then upload it. And then bada bing, bada boom. It will show the file in that box. And then once you have uploaded that file, all you got to do is post to forum. And then your file is in the forum, ready for someone else to download and review for you. So that's the first part of that. You simply take your draft and upload. Does that make sense? The second part, you have to go in and review somebody's draft. And to do that, you need to use the peer review form. And if you see it, I'm going to hover here. Hopefully my mouse will show it. My mouse is giving me issues today. So it's right here. If you can see where I'm highlighting, I'm going up and down. That is where you find the peer review form. So after you have uploaded yours, by the way, you're not allowed to review anybody else's until you've uploaded your draft. Upload your draft and then click on this form, download it. I'm going to click it, downloads, and then open it. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into somebody else's and you're going to download their essay and you're going to use this form and type in this form reviewing these items of that essay. So as I'm going through this, you go in and you're going to I'll just random Joe Smith. So you downloaded his essay. You went in, you looked at his, you downloaded, you're reviewing it. So you answer all these questions. Now the rule is, if you answer no to anything, you've got to give some specifics and suggestions to help them out. Okay? So here we go. Number one, do you see that your partner has a thesis statement? List it here and check the following for it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go in, look at that thesis statement they have, see if you can find it first. Do they have a thesis statement? And then as you're reviewing it, does it fit the form by stating the topic and telling why they believe? In other words, you know it's their thesis because they said I believe, and they have a because factor in there. They're telling you why they believe. Does it relay a solid and believable belief? Is it within the criteria of our paper? Does it focus on them and not project outward with you? In other words, they're not allowed to say you should believe in telling the truth all the time because it's best. No, they have to have it's all about them. So look at their thesis and see if they're addressing that, okay? Don't forget for number one, you actually have to write it out. When you find the thesis, you've got to write it out on that line. And then if it's yes, you simply put yes to each of those things. But if no, give them a suggestion. What could they do to improve it? How could it be better? Number 2, do you see the writer using details, ones you can see? And basically, are they describing things like particular nouns, places, times? And then what I want you to do is list some of the things they are giving details on in this section. If they don't give any details, then of course you would say no, and give them some suggestions where they could beef up their details. Maybe when you're describing your younger sister, Amy, you could use details to tell what she looks like or what her emotions were or something like that. If yes, you simply list some things that they gave good details on. Probably a minimum of 3 or 4 there. Okay. Then number 3, does the writer focus on one memory or experience you can see? Are you there with them? If yes, you write yes. But if no, give a suggestion on how they could help it be better for the reader to see that experience with them and be there with them. What are some suggestions that you can help them out with? And then number 4, give 2 things that you would tell the writer to try and improve. So remember, all writing can always be improved. This is not a negative. You are helping them out. And so I want you to phrase it that way. One way you can improve this is to blah, blah, blah. What would you do? And then a second way to improve this could be blah, blah, blah. So you have to give them at least 2 areas or suggestions that they could do to help improve. In other words, in their next revision, how could they beef it up a little bit better? Does that make sense for the peer review? So after you typed all this up, you have to save the document to your computer. And then after you save, you have to go in, and it's tough to show you this right now because I don't think anyone's posted yet. You want to go into someone who is already posted, whoever's you read, and then you have to hit reply. So it's kind of tough. I'm not doing a good job here of showing you only because no one has started this yet. But what you're going to do is you're going to see a listing of everyone who's already posted their essays. You go in, read somebody's, download it, read it, and then reply with that form. So you're using that form as your reply. You're not freestyling. You're not talking about things off the top of your head. You are replying using this worksheet and giving them specific feedback based on those areas. I apologize, I don't really have a way to show you effectively yet. The only thing I can think of is, let me quick show you back in another forum what it might look like. So if you see here, like you can see in this forum, you can see, you could go into any one of these people, and then what you would do once you're in there, you would go reply, you would hit reply. And in the reply option, there is, you can see there's a spot for a file. So that is, that's kind of what it's going to look like for you. That's the best I can do. It's an old forum just to show you what it would look like. Now, here's the other part of this. So you upload your draft, no problem. And then you need to reply to someone else's draft with this worksheet. However, I want you to reply to someone who doesn't have a reply yet. So if someone already has a reply, I don't want you to do that one. I want you to pick someone that doesn't have it. The other part is when you go to reply, make sure you're doing it right away. Don't download it and then sit on it for 2 days because someone else may have already replied in the meantime. So choose one that does not have any responses yet or replies. And then when you do it, be on task, get it done. Because keep in mind, even though there's not many of us here right now this morning, this is not the only group with students. This particular class has a lot of students, and there'll be multiple people at different times posting. So just because you don't see them or you don't know them face to face does not mean they're not enrolled in our class. I have a lot of students that attend virtually, but also that they just do their work at different times than class time. Does that help a little bit? Does that give you a really good picture or idea of what we're working on and what I want you doing today? So where is your comfort level with drafting? How comfortable are you on a scale of 1 to 10? I'll just go around the room. I don't want to say names, but I'll point at you. I'll come over on this side and I'll work my way forward. Where's your comfort level? Okay. Excellent. Yep. This is drafting. Yep.
I was like, I'm sort of confused on what
Okay.
you're talking about.
No, great. Tell me, what do you want me to do to lessen your confusion?
When we was talking about the, that we had to reply to somebody.
Yes.
And then I was confused which of the form here is.
Okay. So in the forum, I'm going to click. Did you see where I went into the forum? You know what I'm talking about with the forum? Yes. So let me go back out again and let me see if I can show you. So the forum is in activities and assignments. You see it down there. And what you're going to click on is the I believe essay draft posting and forum right there. Do you see it? And keep in mind we're in week 5, so you want to be in week 5 on the left if you're in the right week. On the left column of our Moodle page over here. Beautiful. Okay, so now when you are in the forum, I tell you part 1, double check before you post your draft, just double check for those things. But right up here where it says part 2, so go to the top and look for the wording part 2. And then it says peer review form. It should be in green lettering. That is where you're going to find the worksheet. So you're going to click on that and it will download in your bottom left corner usually. And then you just simply open it and then that document should open up to you. And this is what you're going to respond. This is what you're going to use in your reply. So this is a Microsoft Office Word doc, which means you can type right on it. And so you need to go through and address all 4 of these areas on the essay that you're reviewing. So for example, number 1, do you see your partner has a thesis statement? Please list it here and check the following. So you literally have to write the thesis right there when you find it for whoever's paper that you're reviewing. And then you're checking it for these 3 things. If it's yes, you can just say yes. But if it's no, you need a bit of an explanation and suggestion for them. So on all the ones you say yes, you don't need a lot on, but if you say no, you got to help them out and suggest. And then each of these are questions that you have to address within the draft. Does that help? So now you know where to find things, right? Fantastic. Okay, great. I'm going to move on. Does that increase your comfort level?
Yeah, so when we reply in the comment things, we just basically reply using this.
Yeah, you're going to upload that file.
Under the
So when you reply to them, this is what you're doing. You'd reply and then upload the file.
Oh, okay.
Instead of typing, you've already done your typing on the document. In the reply, I should have a box open so that you will be able to upload. If you don't see a place to upload the file, click advanced, because advanced then opens up more boxes and then it'll show you a box that you can reply. Let me see if I can see, like right here, if I go to the bottom under the box, like right now it doesn't show me any place to upload a file. But if you click advanced down at the bottom below the box, watch. Now when I scroll down, it opened up a box where I can upload the file right there where it says files. So if you don't see anything right away when you reply, look for an advanced option because then it opens up more options for you. Does that help a little bit? Awesome. Good question. So did that help your comfort level a little bit more?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, my next one, comfort level for drafting, posting, and or reply, 1 to 10, where are you at? Okay, excellent. Okay, one more, 1 to 10.
I fixed my I organized my Microsoft Word better, but I got the that's my draft up with all the information.
Okay, excellent.
So I guess we'll say a 9.
Okay, so you're in the comfort zone. That's excellent. Okay, over here, is your comfort level for what needs to be done this week and drafting and uploading, all that kind of stuff? Okay, pretty comfortable then. Okay, excellent. How about you? Okay, pretty comfortable then. Good. So here's another option that I would strongly encourage you to do. This is a peer review, right? So your classmates are going to be doing this. They're going to be reviewing. If you don't want to be doing a scramble on this, I would recommend you upload your draft early and then reply to someone's as early as you can. You should have a working draft. That's one of the reasons I'm going to try really hard to get through all the drafting today. But here's the thing, even if you didn't upload a draft for me to look at, you definitely want to do a draft for peer review, okay? All this does is make it stronger. It helps you out. You are also welcome to do another writing consultation. It's not required, and it does not count as a peer review, but you are welcome to engage in another one if you want. Keep in mind, next week, week 6, the final draft is due for, I believe. And you're just going to see a line. That's all it's going to be. Submit final draft. That's it. There won't be any more assignments related to this essay. This is the last round. So the next round is when that grading rubric is going to apply for it. I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb at that point, and you're going to be graded on criteria. Did you meet all the criteria? Look at that grading rubric. That is next week when you post. You're going to post this. I don't want to confuse you, but I do want you to look ahead a minute. You're going to see right there in activities, the first thing, you're posting your final submission for grading. So at that point next week, you will have had 2 opportunities for revision of this essay. Good, bad, ugly? Questions or concerns? Okay, I'm going to stop recording for content. We'll still talk and I'll take questions, but I am going to stop recording. Okay, I think I stopped recording. All right, how may I assist you today in order for you to be able to upload your draft and then also reply to someone else's? What else do I need to do to get you to that spot? Okay, well, this is fantastic. All right, so this is all that we really need to be working on today. The rest of the session is dedicated to drafting. I am happy to come around, give you feedback if you want a conference with me or you want additional information. I know some of you wanted to talk to me about a couple of things. So that's what we're going to dedicate the class to the rest of our time. However, if you do not need my assistance or you don't need to ask me questions or if we've already addressed some things within your drafting, you are free to leave at this point. Good, bad, ugly? Okay, just don't forget to disinfect before you leave and don't touch anything. Ethan, you're free to go at any point. Otherwise, hang back if you have questions. I'm gonna walk around. I do want to say hi to everybody. So, Ethan, I know you attended virtually. Okay, Alexis, I am glad you are here today. Is there any question I can help you with?
So we just put our draft onto the discussion board?
Right, if you scroll down here, all the way, yeah, you would add submission, yeah. And then, yeah, scroll again. So like right here, remember, yep, You would add your file, that's what you would upload. So here's my question, you're ready to upload it to have someone review it, correct? Okay, so then don't do it yet, then, yeah. You wanna upload it when you're ready for a classmate to do that worksheet peer review on it. I recommend before you upload, just look at my things up at the top to make sure you've addressed all of them. And then I can't go all the way to the top. Oh, this is the grade, you're in the wrong one. The grade, yeah, there you go. This is the one you're gonna post in. Yeah, and I just say, look over these things before you post. I'm also gonna try and give you feedback on yours. I haven't looked at the drafts yet. So maybe I did yours. Did I already grade your draft?
I know.
Okay, look at your grades.
I'm just trying to put the header.
Yeah, let's try, go insert. And then look for page number. Click. And we want the one over to the right, so that third one. Yep. Okay. And then now, oh yeah, you have it, it's just not showing, you have your name in there. Yeah, I think you're just clicking the wrong spot, so. Now, even though you didn't see it on that page, it should be there. Because you had it there. Does that make sense? And don't forget you want double spacing. Because that's not double spaced. Everything, the whole page has to be double spaced. No, you don't add those in. You want this all in your settings, remember? So just click Control A, hit Control A. Okay, so now go up to your settings. And we want double spacing, I think it's layout. And I don't see the spacing, no, sorry, go to home. Yeah, okay, and then over here, this is what I'm looking for. One of these is double spacing, you gotta look, I think it's. However, and find the one that says spacing. Line spacing. I think so. And then go 2. See, it made everything double, but see now in between, you don't want this. You double spacing, you don't want that. It'll do it automatically, so you have to remove those extra spaces. Make sense? And then don't forget, you need your paragraphs indented and 1-inch margins, all that kind of stuff too. So make sure you go through your formatting.
What do I write for a message when I submit my essay? Because this is.
You don't have to have a message, you can just say, here's my draft, or something like that. Can I help you with anything today, or are you in good shape? Okay, you don't need my assistance?
No.
Awesome, okay.
Oh,
Oh, all this stuff is right here, or it always is. Everything's here, yeah, just hose everything down and feel free. Lucas, you need my assistance in anything?
Did I do this right? I posted my information here.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's fine, you're just telling them this is the title of what you're posting, yep, so now someone is gonna go in and, yeah, so let's just go in and, let's look at reply really quick to make sure there's a draft there. I think it says. Let me go in and look and see, maybe it won't let you reply to your own,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me go in and look really quick. Turn our big giant screen off. Okay, so I need to end my meeting. Okay, Ethan, did you have a question for me? Otherwise, I'm gonna end meeting.
No, I'm done.
You
I'm all good.
comfortable? You know what to do? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming today.
All right, thank you for sending me the invite.
No problem. See ya. Okay, so we ended our meeting.